The screen glows at 2:17 in the morning. A young man sits alone in a small apartment. His phone illuminates the room more than the ceiling light does. He opens his banking app for the 5th time. The number hasn't changed. $3,187. Not yesterday, not now. Yet his heartbeat changes every time he looks at it. His hand moves automatically towards social media. Someone his age flashes a luxury watch. Another posts a screenshot of 6 figures made from trading. Someone else smiles beside a sports car with the caption, "Financial freedom before 25." He stares. Then he looks back at his own number, and suddenly the money in his account stops behaving like money. It becomes measurement. Measurement of success. Measurement of intelligence. Measurement of worth. Tomorrow morning he will wake up thinking about money. During lunch, he will think about money, not because he is rich, not because he is poor, because he is obsessed. And that raises a strange question. Why do so many people become trapped the moment money becomes the center of everything? Why do individuals with $10,000 often feel as stressed as individuals with 10 million? The obsession with money often disguises itself as ambition. It may quietly be keeping them poor. Poor in attention, poor in opportunity, poor in decision-making, poor in time. Underneath modern culture sits one of the most misunderstood financial machines ever created, the human mind. We have to go back to the beginning. Human beings spend most of history without money. For thousands of years, people exchange value directly. A farmer trades wheat. A fisherman trades fish. A craftsman trades tools. Simple. Until society grows larger. Then problems appear. Imagine you own chickens. You need shoes. The shoemaker doesn't want chickens. Now trade becomes difficult. Money emerges as a solution. Not wealth, not status, not power. A solution. Money acts like a universal language. It creates a bridge between all forms of value. Economists describe money through 3 basic functions: medium of exchange, store of value, unit of account. Imagine money as a giant scoreboard. The scoreboard keeps track of contribution and exchange. Money was invented to reduce friction. Over time, people begin organizing life around money itself. People don't simply want more money. People want more money than the people around them. Researchers call this hedonic adaptation. Imagine running toward a horizon that moves every step you take. Box 1 says money. Box 2 says emotion. Box 3 says behavior. Money enters. Emotion interprets it. Behavior follows. The obsession isn't created by money, but the meaning attached. Doing well with money has less to do with intelligence and more to do with behavior. Today, a person compares themselves with millions, every hour, every day. An employee earning decent money suddenly feels broke, not because reality changed, because comparison changed. People begin confusing visibility with normality. Probabilities don't care about visibility. Money stops becoming a resource. Money becomes identity, and identities are dangerous. During the Dutch tulip mania, tulip bulbs begin trading at absurd prices. People buy because they expect others to pay more. Losses hurt more than gains feel good. Far more. Losing $100 hurts more than gaining 100 feels rewarding. Once people become obsessed with money, they stop pursuing gains. They start avoiding pain, which silently traps them. They hold losing investments because selling makes losses feel real. They refuse opportunities because uncertainty feels dangerous. They stay in jobs they hate because leaving threatens stability. They save endlessly without purpose because spending creates guilt. Look carefully at what just happened. The original mission was freedom. The final outcome becomes paralysis. The obsession with money slowly creates a cage built from protection. And now the hidden flaw fully reveals itself. Money obsession appears rational on the surface. After all, money matters. Money pays rent, buys food, creates options, and reduces suffering. All true. But systems fail when variables become singular. Imagine an airplane built around one instrument, altitude only. The pilot ignores fuel, weather, engine temperature, and direction. The instrument matters, but exclusive focus turns useful information into dangerous information. Human lives operate similarly. Money is one variable. Health is another. Relationships are another. Skills, reputation, attention, time, meaning, purpose. Money obsession quietly tells people one number contains all others, but life refuses to compress itself into a single metric. And eventually reality sends the bill. The catalyst often arrives quietly, not with explosions, not with headlines, with exhaustion, with debt, with regret. A person spends 10 years chasing income and suddenly notices they barely recognize their own life. Someone builds wealth while destroying health. Someone earns promotions while losing relationships. Someone accumulates money but discovers they have forgotten how to feel satisfied. Because the flaw was never mathematical. It was structural. Money became responsible for solving problems it was never designed to solve. Now imagine another whiteboard. 3 arrows. Time creates skills. Skills create value. Value creates money. Simple. Now reverse it. Money creates status. Status creates comparison. Comparison creates obsession. Obsession consumes time. Do you see the difference? The first loop compounds upward. The second loop consumes itself. One builds assets. The other builds anxiety. People with extraordinary incomes sometimes remain financially fragile. Meanwhile, people with moderate incomes sometimes quietly build substantial wealth. Income is flow. Wealth is stored freedom. And obsession often confuses activity with progress. Someone earning $10,000 monthly but spending $9,900 has movement without accumulation. Compounding sounds abstract, but it may be the most important invisible force in finance. Compounding is simply growth creating growth. A tree grows branches. Branches create more leaves. Leaves create more energy. Energy creates more branches. Money behaves similarly. But here is where obsession creates another contradiction. Compounding requires time. Obsession hates time. The obsessed mind wants acceleration. Imagine two individuals beginning at age 25. One becomes obsessed with becoming rich quickly, constant trading, switching, chasing. The other focuses on building useful skills, saving consistently, investing steadily. Year 1 looks boring. Year 7 appears ordinary. Then something strange happens. Compounding starts becoming visible. Tiny advantages begin stacking. Knowledge, relationships, reputation, and capital compound. Soon, the gap appears enormous. But outsiders only see the ending. They call it luck, talent, or intelligence. They ignore the invisible years. Look around. The financial world today runs on attention. Attention becomes monetized. Platforms compete for it. Advertisers purchase it. And obsession becomes profitable. Because calm people don't click repeatedly. Satisfied people don't compare endlessly. Secure people don't panic constantly. The modern economy increasingly sells emotional volatility. Look at headlines. Retire by 30. Turn 100 into 10,000. The opportunity everyone is missing. Fear, urgency, envy, excitement. These emotions create engagement. Engagement creates revenue. The machine understands. Attention eventually becomes money. People stop asking, what problem does this solve? They begin asking, how high can price go? The same blueprint repeatedly appears. The issue is rarely technology itself. The issue is human behavior surrounding technology, because humans repeatedly confuse motion with progress. Whenever you encounter financial news or opportunities, ask 4 questions. First, where does value actually originate? What useful thing gets created? Second, what assumptions keep the system alive? Housing prices continue rising. Markets remain liquid. Debt stays cheap. Stress test these assumptions. Third, who profits from your attention? Someone usually benefits from urgency. Follow incentives. They reveal truths hidden beneath language. Fourth, does this create durable freedom or temporary stimulation? Freedom compounds. Stimulation fades. That distinction changes everything. Real wealth often remains invisible. Assets, ownership, skills, relationships, time, and future flexibility. Things difficult to photograph or post online. Morgan Housel once observed, wealth is what you don't see. The person displaying expensive things may have spent wealth. Now return to that young man sitting in the apartment at 2:17 in the morning. He opens his banking app again. But now something changes. He understands the machinery. He understands obsession converts money from a tool into identity. The real objective was always what money allows: freedom, security, choice, time, the ability to direct life intentionally. Money cannot provide meaning. It cannot create identity. It cannot permanently satisfy comparison. It cannot eliminate human insecurity. Understanding this is about recognizing the architecture underneath modern financial life, seeing the beams, the pressure points, the fault lines. Perhaps the greatest financial lesson isn't learning how to earn more money. Perhaps it is learning how to prevent money from earning control over you. Money works best when it remains a servant. The moment it becomes master, the cost quietly becomes larger than the reward.